Jason.
Good evening, Lakewood, and wherever else you're at in the world. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good whatever. And welcome to Motivational Monday, right here on Talk Radio. It's July 7th, 2025, and we are officially 188 days into this year. That's 26 weeks and 6 days, or if you really want to break it down, 4,512 hours, 270,720 minutes, and 16,243,200 seconds of life lived, choices made, lessons learned, and growth, even if it hasn't always been easy. Life's not easy. Some of those moments may have felt like mountains. Others may have passed by in a blink, but every single one of them has brought you here. And here, wherever you are right now, is still on the path forward. So if today was a win, take a moment to appreciate it. If it was a rough one, give yourself some grace. Because even progress that's messy is still progress. Tonight, we slow down, we reflect, we refocus, and we remind ourselves that every second counts, especially the ones we used to keep going. You get it? The ones we used to keep going. At first, when I read that, it seemed weird that we used to keep going, but it's the ones we use to keep going. Okay, anyway, here we go.
following is rated TV MA and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
All right, y'all. Today, we're talking about something that traps a lot of us, not just in our creative lives or our careers, but in everyday things. Perfectionism. You know the feeling that if something isn't just right, it isn't worth doing. That if the timing isn't perfect, or the plan isn't flawless, or if we're not absolutely sure we will succeed, then maybe we should just wait. Or worse, maybe we shouldn't do it at all. But here's the truth. Perfection is a moving target, and if we wait for the perfect moment, we end up waiting forever. That mindset doesn't just slow us down, it freezes us in place. It kills ideas before they're born. It turns potential into paralysis. And that's why today's theme is progress over perfection. Because forward motion, even the tiniest step, is always better than standing still. Like, I still read from a little script here. That's why sometimes you won't see me looking directly at the camera, because I will be looking at my script. But that first awkward attempt, that clumsy draft, that imperfect launch, it matters more than any perfect plan you never follow through on. Let me say that again, because someone out there needs to hear it. You don't have to be perfect to begin. You just have to begin. And here's the amazing part. When you take action, even messy, uncertain, trial and error kind of action, you learn, you grow, you adjust, and eventually you get better. And isn't that what we're really after? Today's stories are all about people who chose progress, people who could have quit, who could have waited until they had the perfect job or the perfect budget or the perfect plan, but instead they got started. They took the leap, built momentum, and let growth take care of the rest. So whether you're staring down a blank page, stuck on a big life decision, or just feeling overwhelmed by a mountain of shoulds, I want you to remember this. Done is better than perfect. Started is stronger than stuck. Because progress, that's where the magic happens. And every person we are featuring today proves that truth. Stick around. You might just find the nudge you've been needing. Now, the first little segment here is Lakewood Helpers, which is everyday kindness that moves us forward. This week on Lakewood Helpers, we're doing something a little different. Instead of just sharing a story, we are asking for your stories. Have you seen someone lend a helping hand at the grocery store? A neighbor mowing someone else's lawn just because they want to? A teen stepping up to tutor a younger student? Maybe a business that quietly gives back behind the scenes. We want to highlight real people doing good right here in Lakewood. Big or small, loud or quiet, kindness is what moves this city forward. So if you've got a moment of everyday goodness to share, email us at talkradiomotivation@gmail.com or send us a direct message on Instagram at talkradio2025. You like that though, right? The wife asked me, what happens when we go to 2026? You gonna make a whole new Instagram? Nah, I'll leave it at 2025. I'll stay in this year right now. But you might just hear your story on next week's show. So let's celebrate the helpers because they remind us that even the smallest acts can spark real change. Next up, segment, Nonprofit Spotlight. Featured organization is Caring for Kids here in Lakewood, Washington. Today's spotlight is on Caring for Kids, a Lakewood-based nonprofit founded in 1975. 1975. I was born in 74. I'm almost as old as Caring for Kids. Yeah. No, I'm older than Caring for Kids. But founded by Diane Formosa, who began serving kids right out of the back of Lakeview Elementary School after hearing a student worried Santa couldn't visit their home. Over the past 50 years, they've built a community of compassion, running clothing and school supply bank, serving over 1,000 children yearly with essentials from underwear to coats, emergency food bank, and kits started to feed a family in crisis, now stocked regularly. Ready to Learn Fair, annual back-to-school event, clothing, school supplies, hygiene kits, backpacks, haircuts, bike helmets, partnering with West Pierce Fire Department, immunizations, lunch, books, and resource booths. Yeah, my speaking sometimes, because, I blah, blah, blah. They also holiday and read across America fairs, baby supplies, hygiene kits, coloring book giveaways, airbeds, gift card support, and more through local agency partnerships. Their executive director, Diane, puts it best. We never have everything we need, but we do what we can when we can, and somehow it's always enough. And mark your calendars. The Ready to Learn Fair will be held on Saturday, August 9th. I believe that is correct. I believe. I'm sure if it's wrong, I will be told. I'm pretty sure about that. But August 9th from 9 a.m. till noon. Location, Harrison Preparatory School, 9103 Lakewood Boulevard, Southwest. Open to students in Clover Park, Steilacoom, and University Place districts. That same week, smaller fairs will be at Springbrook Park, 12601 Addison Street, Southwest. Steilacoom Community Center, 14916 Washington Avenue, Southwest. Evenings with hot dog dinners, hygiene items, books, bike helmets, and more. You want to help? Here's how. You can donate items, new socks and underwear, backpacks, school supplies, hygiene kits, coloring books. Drop them off at Clover Park Administration Building or the Caring for Kids Center, or bring them to the events, I guess. You can volunteer, help set up Friday, August 8th, or the fair, Saturday, August 9th, or at Park Community Center events. Student groups, clubs, and retirees are welcome. Fundraise. You can send checks to Caring for Kids, 237 Eldorado Avenue, Furcrest, Washington, 98466, or link your Fred Meyer Rewards card, number 80290, via Community Rewards. Attend fundraisers. The annual Happy Hearts auction is coming up February 21st, 2026 at the McGavick Center in Clover Park Technical College. Silent and live auctions, dinner, live music, all to fuel impact. For more info or to get involved, call Diane Formosa at 253-279-9777, email carekids@comcast.net, or message via their Facebook page. Now we on to a segment called Get Involved in Lakewood. If you've been waiting for the perfect time to volunteer, here's your sign. I sound like Larry the Cable Guy. Here's your shine. Or, no, it wasn't Larry the Cable Guy. I don't know what redneck did that. Anyways, just do it. Imperfectly. Here are real local ways to make an impact in Lakewood this week.
Bill Engel.
Oh, Bill Engel. The wife corrected me. Y'all don't have to. But here's a way to make an impact in Lakewood this week. Number one, Lakewood Summerfest. Volunteer shifts still available. Saturday, July 19th, 11 a.m. till 10 p.m. Fort Steilacoom Park, 8714 87th Avenue Southwest. This free, family-friendly community festival is huge. Live stages, food trucks, beer garden, hot air balloon glow. Okay. Car show, fire dancers, flying trapeze, kids zone, and more. Freya was here? Okay. Y'all Dandy's World people, man, watching my live talk show. I like that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But volunteer need. 2-hour shifts throughout the day. Help us set up parking, stage support, hospitality, or the kids area. Why jump in now? Summerfest is organized in just a few weeks, and volunteers make it happen. Perfect for a fun, high energy first step into service. I still am, hee hee. Okay. The wife, Freya, I still am. Number 2, Tillicum/Woodbrook Food Pantry. Ongoing, especially Wednesday and Friday mornings. Tillicum and Woodbrook Community Center, 14916 Washington Avenue, Southwest. Run by Nourish Pierce County. Pickups are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Appointments needed, call 253-584-1280 between 9 and 11 in the morning. Volunteer need, help with intake, organizing produce and groceries, assisting guests during distribution. This is a reliable, recurring way to support your neighbors. Great for those mornings you want to make a tangible difference. Number 3, Tillicum Mobile Food Bank at Lighthouse Baptist Church. Every Thursday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Lighthouse Baptist Church in Tillicum, a mobile pantry by Nourish Pierce County. Volunteer shifts are available 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Weekly through fall. Volunteer needs, set up tables, serve families, and load vehicles. Same consistent local impact every week. Super accessible if Thursday afternoons work for you. Number 4, Lakewood United monthly meeting. Friday, July 11th at 7:30 in the morning. Burr's Restaurant, 6151 Steilacoom Boulevard, Southwest. Iconic spot since the 50s. Meeting room and back. Lakewood United is a civic group focused on connecting community stakeholders, local leaders, neighborhoods, nonprofits. Why come? Learn about what's happening in Lakewood. Share insights or speak up. Perfect for getting involved, understanding local priorities, or meeting like-minded folks. Small time, big impact. 2-hour volunteer shifts at Summerfest or the Tillicum Food Pantry can brighten someone's day. A monthly breakfast meeting at Burr's opens doors to local leadership. Imperfect action kicks off real progress. Whether you're handing out food or sharing a table at Burr's, you are bringing Lakewood forward. Small steps this week, big change ahead. And next up is Know Your Neighbor. Know your neighbor. Assessing free city services in Lakewood. One thing we don't talk about enough, free help. That's already available right here in Lakewood. From getting to the doctor when you don't have a ride, to reporting unsafe housing conditions, or finding support during an emergency. Lakewood has services in place for you. Let's break it down. Break it down. Okay. Project access and free transportation. Getting to a medical appointment shouldn't be a barrier. Thankfully, Lakewood residents can use Beyond the Borders. Free door-to-door rides for seniors, veterans, people with disabilities, youth, and low-income households. For qualifying rides, medical, groceries, job interviews, call 211 or learn more at piercecountywa.gov/4856/beyond the borders. The link's in the description if you need that, okay? Lakewood Rides, a weekday door-to-door service for residents aged 60 plus or with disabilities. Some rides are free, others just $1 each way. Call 253-581-8000 or visit, okay, this long URL is in the description. Lakewood Rides. Upcoming, don't miss the Senior Resource Fair on August 15th at the Lakewood Senior Activity Center. Get eligibility checks and sign up for rides on site. Code Enforcement Helpline. Unsafe living conditions. Lakewood's Code Enforcement Division ensures properties follow health and safety laws covering issues like plumbing, structural damage, debris, or abandoned buildings. Reports can be anonymous. Call 253-589-2489 or file online via the My Lakewood 311 portal. The URL is in the link, the description, not the link. Community highlight. During the spring cleanup, over 27 tons of debris were removed from Lakewood neighborhoods, keeping our community safe and tidy. Tidy whities. Community Emergency Resource Directory. Say that 3 times fast. I dare you. When life gets tough, Lakewood's directory connects you to help fast. Rental/utility assistance, food banks and churches, health and mental health services, legal aid and tenant support, veteran and family programs. Dial 211 or explore cityoflakewood.us/community-services. For urgent emotional support, the Pierce County Crisis Line is available 24/7 at 1-800-576-7764. Want to prepare before an emergency hits? Sign up for PC Alert and consider CERT training by West Pierce Fire and Rescue. Getting ready with basic skills like first aid, search and rescue, and disaster response. Not that we have to worry about disaster response too much here in Washington, but decently safe. Decently. Needing help isn't a weakness. It's normal. And knowing where to reach out, that's strength. Lakewood is here for you with free rides, safer housing, emergency support, and preparedness tools. So connect, share, and remember, we are stronger together. Now, Motivational Monday, Lakewood Legends. Lakewood Legends Tribute. Honoring Dr. Claudia B. Thomas, 1931 to 2018. Welcome to this special edition of Motivational Monday on Talk Radio. Today, our hearts are turned toward gratitude as we honor the legacy of one of Lakewood's most influential figures, Dr. Claudia B. Thomas, who passed away in 2018 at the age of 87. Her name might be familiar to many of you. A school now bears it, an award, a house, and countless stories carry it. But her impact goes far beyond titles and tributes. Dr. Thomas didn't just make history, she shaped it. She lived it, and in many ways, she led it forward. As a teacher, a policymaker, a counselor, a civic giant, and above all, a believer in people. Let's take it back to 1995, the year Lakewood officially incorporated as a city. Among the very first voices to step up and say, "I'm ready to help lead this new chapter," was Claudia Thomas. She was elected to Lakewood's first ever city council, and her leadership quickly stood out. Her colleagues selected her as deputy mayor, a role she held for nearly a decade. And in 2006, they voted unanimously to appoint her as mayor, making her the first black woman to ever serve as a mayor in the state of Washington. But if you asked her about that title, she'd wave it off with a warm smile and turn the conversation back to kids, schools, or the people of Telecom. See, before the council chambers, Dr. Thomas spent over 4 decades in education. She worked in the Clover Park School District, rising from classroom teacher to assistant superintendent. She earned her doctorate in education, not for prestige, but to be better equipped to help every child believe in their potential. Former colleagues described her as tough, feisty, and incredibly focused. She was known to show up to schools unannounced, not to catch people off guard, but to make sure everyone was striving for the standard she called excellence. One of the more legendary stories, in the early 2000s, Claudia heard that comedian Bill Cosby might be visiting the area. She found out where he was staying and convinced him face to face to come speak to local students. The result, a once-in-a-lifetime event for Lakewood kids, and a perfect example of her persistence. But perhaps her most lasting accomplishments didn't make headlines. As a council member, she pushed to allocate 1% of the city's general fund to human services, a move that ensured families in crisis could access food, housing, and mental health support. She advocated for domestic violence prevention, affordable housing, and neighborhood safety. And when things got political or messy, she stayed steady, always reminding others what really mattered, the people. Her legacy today lives on in real, tangible ways. In 2020, the Clover Park School District opened Dr. Claudia Thomas Middle School, serving hundreds of students in the heart of Lakewood. That school is more than a building. It's a living legacy of her belief in education and the most powerful equalizer. In the Telecom neighborhood she loved, Habitat for Humanity is building the Claudia Thomas Legacy House, a permanent tribute to her dedication to dignity and home for all. And in 2023, the City of Lakewood established the Claudia Thomas Community Service Award, recognizing residents who embody her values of equity, education, and public good. Dr. Thomas often said, "Leadership means taking care of the people who don't get heard." She didn't just say it, she lived it. In every committee meeting, in every classroom, at every community event, she made space for the voices too often silenced. She taught us how to lead with heart, how to disagree with grace, and how to stay fiercely committed to what's right. So this Monday, as you listen, whether you're commuting, walking the dog, or making your first cup of coffee, I ask you to reflect on her life, and more importantly, ask yourself these questions. Where in my life can I speak up for someone who isn't being heard? How can I lead with excellence, not perfection, but purpose? What legacy am I building with the choices I make every day? You don't need a council seat to be a leader. You don't need a doctorate to lift someone up. And you don't need applause to leave behind a legacy that matters. You just need to care. You just need to show up. You just need to start, like Claudia Thomas did. Lakewood, may we carry her light into our week and our future. To the late Dr. Claudia B. Thomas, thank you for your leadership, your lessons, and your love for this city we all call home. Don't mind a little pause there for a moment. Now we get into the main little theme reflection, progress over perfection. Let me tell you a quick story. Not a dramatic one. Not even an especially impressive one. A few years ago, I had this idea for something, a creative project, a podcast. I wrote it down in a notebook, and then I didn't do it. Why? Because I couldn't figure out the right name. I didn't have the right mic. I didn't know how to edit or promote it or whether anyone would listen. So I waited. And while I waited, the doubt crept in. You know that voice that says, "Who do you think you are?" That's already been done. You'll mess it up. It won't be good enough. And that's the thing about perfectionism. It doesn't sound cruel. It sounds reasonable. It sounds like maybe wait till next week. Or you should really do more research. Or it's not ready yet. But perfectionism doesn't protect us. It prevents us. It doesn't keep us from failure. It keeps us from starting. So I want to ask you something. And this is your journaling moment. Journaling. Who likes journaling? Come on. Whether you write it in a notebook, type it in your phone, or just answer it in your head. What have I not started because I'm afraid it won't be good enough? Maybe it's something small. That messy closet you've been meaning to organize. But it never looks like the ones on Pinterest. So why bother? Maybe it's something personal. A friendship that needs mending, but the perfect words haven't arrived. Or maybe it's something big. A business idea. A novel. A song. A letter to someone you miss. A version of your life you're aching to step into, but you're scared you'll do it wrong. Let me remind you of something simple. You don't need to be perfect to be proud. You don't need to be flawless to be finished. Progress is slow. Progress is quiet. Progress doesn't get likes or views right away. But progress moves, and that's what matters. Let me give you another image. Think about someone learning to ride a bike. They're wobbling, they're falling. There's that weird way the handlebars jerk side to side. It doesn't look good, but it's working. No one expects a child to ride perfectly. We cheer because they are trying. So why are we so hard on ourselves? The truth is, when we give ourselves permission to be imperfect, we make room for momentum. We open the door for growth. We start. So here's the challenge. You don't need a complete plan. You don't need a perfect setup. You don't even need full confidence. You just need to pick one thing you've been putting off, not because you can't, but because you're scared to mess it up. And this week, not next month, this week, I want you to start it. Even if it's messy, even if it's clumsy, even if it's quiet and nobody notices. Because perfection might impress people, but progress inspires people. That first imperfect painting might be the spark someone else needed to pick up a brush. That rough draft you hate could become the novel that changes someone's life. That honest conversation you've been avoiding might be the bridge that brings healing. So go ahead. Make something today that's 60% ready. Show up at the gym with mismatched socks. Record the podcast with your dog barking in the background. I've done that, been there, done that. Take the blurry photo. Write the first awkward sentence. Done is better than perfect. Real is better than polished. And forward, no matter how shaky, always better than standing still. Because the people who make it the furthest in life aren't the most perfect. They are the most persistent. So let's stop waiting. Let's begin right where we are, perfect or not. This has been your theme reflection for today. Let it sit with you. Let it grow. Let it push you forward, even just a little. Coming up next, blah, blah, blah. Next up, segment, Crow's Corner. Motivational Monday. I got this put together just earlier today. So, but hey friends, welcome back to Crow's Corner, your weekly Motivational Monday moment here on Talk Radio. I'm Jonathan, and today I want to talk about something that keeps this show moving week after week. Progress, not perfection. Let me share a real moment from today. I made it a priority to get out into the community. No Zoom calls, no emails, in person. I had real conversations, knocked on real doors, and chased real opportunities. And I'm excited to share that Talk Radio is officially partnering with Caring for Kids, a fantastic local nonprofit doing incredible work for families and children right here in Lakewood. We had a good conversation about lifting voices, bringing awareness to what they do, and teaming up to serve the next generation together. That's a big win, and it's only the beginning. Now, also today, I also stopped by the City of Lakewood offices at the City Hall and reached out to the Clover Park School District. Nobody was available at either place, but you know what? I didn't walk out empty-handed. I walked out with names, phone numbers, and email addresses. Tools I didn't have yesterday. Those are follow-up points, future meetings, and the start of something meaningful. That's progress. You see, so many of us get stuck waiting for everything to be perfect, lined up before we act. We think, I need the full plan. I need the perfect pitch. I need the guaranteed yes. But here's the truth. You don't need perfection. You just need to keep showing up. I show up. I spoke up. I followed through. And now I'm one step further than I was last week. Progress looks like that. It looks like new connections, like momentum, like the courage to knock on a door, even if you don't know who's going to answer. So if you're feeling stuck or second guessing yourself, hear this. You're doing better than you think. Every name you write down, every conversation you start, every door you knock on, it counts. But this has been Crow's Corner on Talk Radio. Let's keep taking the steps, big or small, because the path to something great always starts with showing up. Lakewood calendar preview. All right, Lakewood, let's take a quick look at what's coming up this week in our beautiful city. Events to learn from, dance to, and celebrate together. Get those calendars out. Tuesday, July 8th, City Council study session. 7 p.m., Lakewood City Hall, 6000 Main Street Southwest. Join Mayor Jason Whalen and the City Council for a study session where they'll discuss city policies, budgets, and community initiatives. It's a great opportunity to stay informed and engaged with local governance. Wednesday, July 9th, Lakewood Arts Commission meeting, 5:30 p.m., Lakewood City Hall, American Lake Conference Room. Attend the Arts Commission meeting to learn about upcoming public art projects, cultural events, and community art initiatives. Your input can help shape the city's cultural landscape. Thursday, July 10th, Fort Steilacoom Park Story Walk opens. Fort Steilacoom Park, 8714 87th Avenue Southwest. Experience a unique blend of nature and storytelling with the Story Walk. Kind of like the name of that, Story Walk, at Fort Steilacoom Park. Follow the trail and enjoy pages from a children's book displaying along the path. Saturday, July 13th, Lakewood Summerfest. Oh no, that's wrong. Or maybe, no, I think that's right. 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Fort Steilacoom Park. Celebrate summer at Lakewood's largest community event. Enjoy live music, over 30 food trucks, a beer garden, a car show, kids' activities, and a spectacular fireworks display to cap off the night. Haven't we had enough fireworks? 4th of July is over. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Never.
Okay. Bonus events around town. Yoga in the park. Friday, July 11th. Okay, so yeah, it's a little bit. The date is off on Saturday one. Saturday the 12th, not the 13th. It said the 13th. Yoga in the park. Friday, July 11th. 9 a.m. Fort Silicon Park. Start your Friday morning with a refreshing yoga session amidst the natural beauty of the park. All skill levels welcome. Then we got Lakewood Farmers Market, Tuesday, July 8th, 11 a.m. till 3 p.m., Fort Silicon Park. Support local farmers and artisans by visiting the weekly farmers market. Fresh produce, handmade goods, and live music awaits you. Now, we'll break down the full week tomorrow on Tuesdays in Lakewood, including some surprise pop-up events, maybe, we'll see, library programs, and everything else. But for now, mark those calendars for what I just mentioned. You know, check it out, see what's happening in Lakewood this week, and support local, and show up for your community. Now we get into the partnership spotlight, talk radio, and caring for kids. Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to our partnership spotlight segment where we shine a light on the incredible organizations that are making a real difference right here in Lakewood and beyond. Today, I'm truly honored to tell you about a brand new collaboration between talk radio and a nonprofit that's been a cornerstone of compassion in our community for years. Caring for Kids. Caring for Kids is more than just an organization. It's a lifeline for children and families facing difficult circumstances, whether that's a lack of food, school supplies, clothing, or emotional support. Their mission is simple but powerful: to provide children in need with essential resources, educational tools, and a network of support so they can thrive, not just survive. What makes this partnership especially meaningful is that it's non-monetary. No money being exchanged. That's right, there's no check being written, no exchange of funds. Instead, we're teaming up to build something even more valuable: community. We're using our platforms to elevate voices, raise awareness, and encourage you, our listeners, to become part of something greater. So what does this partnership look like in action? Well, each month we'll bring you updates and inspiring stories from Caring for Kids. Stories of real people right here in Lakewood who've been touched by their kindness, and stories of volunteers, donors, and supporters who make it all possible. We will also be your go-to source for event announcements, from school supply drives to holiday gift giveaways to emergency response outreach. If there's an opportunity to step up and help, we'll make sure you hear about it first. And for those of you who want to get involved, here's the best part. You don't need to be wealthy or have tons of free time to make a difference. Something as small as dropping off a pack of crayons, helping at an event for an hour, or simply sharing a social media post can have a ripple effect in a child's life. Let me tell you, Caring for Kids has already shown their support by helping us amplify our voice. They've shared our show with their network, introduced us to new collaborators, and reminded us what true community partnership looks like. The minute I posted my show today, Caring for Kids shared it, already helping me out. If you want to learn more, it's easy. Visit their website at caringforkids.charity or call them directly at 253-279-9777. And you can follow them on Facebook and Instagram too, stay up to date on the latest drives, needs, and opportunities. We believe that when local media and local nonprofits join forces, everyone wins, especially our kids. So to the team at Caring for Kids, thank you for all you do, and thank you for welcoming me, into your circle of support. We look forward to a long and meaningful journey together. And for our listeners, if you have ideas about other organizations we should spotlight or community causes we can champion, send us a message at talkradiomotivation@gmail.com or reach out on our socials. This is our station, our show, our voice. Thanks for tuning in to this partnership spotlight. And stick around, because we've got more community stories, music, and good news coming your way this week. But now to go into the closing remarks as I close out this episode of Talk Radio. Today's reminder, and I really want this to stick with you. It's simple but powerful. Don't wait for perfection. Start messy. Show up as you are. Perfection is a trap. It's that illusion that keeps so many of us stuck, thinking that if something isn't flawless, it's not worth trying at all. But here's the truth. The messy, imperfect beginnings are exactly where all the magic starts. Every meaningful project, every connection, every community is built one imperfect, sometimes awkward, sometimes uncertain step at a time. And that's okay, because progress, not perfection, is the heartbeat of growth. I hope today's episode gave you a little nudge to stop hesitating, to stop waiting for all the stars to align, and just to begin, whether that's reaching out to someone new, starting a creative project, volunteering, or even just deciding to take better care of yourself. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to be perfect. Just show up. Be present. Take that next step, because the world, and yes, our community here in Lakewood and beyond, needs your authentic, imperfect self. Thanks for spending your evening, morning, afternoon with me here on Motivational Monday. It means a lot that you chose to be here and that you're committed to growth, messy, imperfect, and all. I'm Jonathan Riley, wishing you a week full of courage, kindness, and small victories. I'll see you back here tomorrow for Tuesdays in Lakewood, where we'll dive into everything local that keeps our community vibrant and connected. Until then, stay kind, stay bold, and keep moving, one imperfect step at a time.